HelloFresh has got your family covered with delicious dinners and so much more. Find quick breakfast, wholesome snacks, and desserts you can bake with the kids. Get 65% off plus free shipping with code TBTB65 at hellofresh.com/TBTB65.
TBTB65.
And now let's get to the show.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to That Chick Angel TV and the bald and the beautiful. But we have guests that are definitely not bald. They got all their hair.
I mean, Chance hairline strong and wavy. I'm not jealous at all. That he has the beard.
And God's favorite. Go ahead. God's favorite. And we got Donna here too. Donna
out here flourishing.
Donna ain't better than us.
Oh, Chance out here with waves and beard. It's either or, man.
Man, I wouldn't
Either
even bring it
or.
up. I wouldn't
You weren't
even.
even gonna say that, was you, baby?
I'm just here, man.
I'm gonna let everybody introduce themselves. We'll save the guests for last, all the way at the end.
I'm bald.
I'm beautiful.
MrsKevOnStage.
MrsKevOnStage.
Marcus ain't on the ground.
And then our lovely guests are.
I am Tabitha Brown.
And I'm Chance, man.
And it's a Friday.
Right.
It's a Friday with Chance.
Yeah. So y'all know how these mukbangs get down. We're gonna start off with a topic, and it might go wherever it goes, but hopefully you'll enjoy the ride. So we're gonna do the how it started and how it's going as far as in our marriages, because we have a total of how many? I think 36 years of wedded bliss at this table. So we'll start.
It's gonna be more than that.
No, because Callie's 17.
It's almost close to
17.
Plus
40,
16.
sorry, 46.
That makes sense.
46.
Yeah, okay.
I left out a 10. Look, so
You should have saw me and Kev over here. She said
I was
30.
like, I know I'm bad at math.
Maybe
I
they
thought
really wins.
15 and 16.
I left out.
Wait, what did she? How many numbers did she say?
Because I knew two numbers made 30, and then I forgot to put the other 10.
I wasn't gonna get in your business, but I was like, they was shacking.
They ain't been married.
You know what's funny? When we were in college, one of my first classes, this lady said cohabitate. I said, we done called that shocking. Y'all trying to take the sin out of it by calling it cohabitate.
My daddy said me and Chance was shacking for 5 years.
5
We
years.
was shacking. We was shacking.
Hey,
Shaq
y'all just
was
gonna keep
having-
checking?
Yeah.
That's the word. They love throwing that at you. We got food from what restaurant, Tab?
Ben Lloyd.
Vin Lloyd.
Yes,
Lloyd.
yes.
It's all vegan, even though this look like chicken. Are we sure this is vegan?
It's vegan chicken.
Okay. They just-
Chicken.
So we are going to dig in, and y'all can kick it off for like how you all started off.
What?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this soon.
Well, how we started was I mean, when we got married, how we started.
Yeah.
So when we got married, it started off. We was in Greensboro, North Carolina, when we got married. Out at Brown Park in Brown Summit, North Carolina, outside of Greensboro. Had a good old 300 people wedding.
300 people.
300.
That's a large
Was
wedding.
that like mostly family or was it friends?
It was family and friends, but I do have a big family. You know, we didn't even. Should we say this? You think they're gonna come get us? We never even paid the bill on
It's too late.
Oh, they on the way now.
Like Tab got it now.
Well,
She can pay us.
What happened was the park.
Hold up, man.
Oh,
Hold up. Don't tell them too much.
we paid some. We paid on it, but then they told me I ain't owe nothing. The
Oh, that's
Lord
God's
blessed
favor.
us.
That's
Yeah,
favor.
that's a-
Yeah, the
yeah,
Lord
that's a
had blessed
blessing.
us. Yeah, but we were there. We were in Greensboro. We had the two girls. Choice was our flower girl. Okay, in the end, so we had already been had a baby, and
She's gorgeous, by the way.
thank you.
Both of y'all doing it. They are both gorgeous.
Oh, we got the curve. And we had a nice little house on Yanceyville Street out in Greensboro, kind of like in the cut. But I was working at UPS when we got married.
As a driver?
Oh no, it was a call center.
Oh, okay.
So at a call center.
I think I had
So
just
they
got,
got to hear
I
your
think you
pretty
had just
voice.
got fired.
I
babe.
think I had just got fired.
Oh,
You just got fired. You was at Open Homes, weren't you?
Yeah.
At the trailer park customer service. I was on call center customer service for UPS. I was a supervisor, and I had just started really dreaming again. I had just started back doing theater. I had started back. I was working on a TV show locally. I would do radio in Greensboro on the Buster Brown show. So that's kind of like where we started. Chance was doing music.
What?
He had,
do
a,
music?
he had a studio in the house.
Are you a singer?
Yeah,
Jen?
singer.
Yeah, I can hold a
musical.
note.
He-
I can
he a
hold
singer.
a note. I can hold a note. I ain't
Call
a
it
singer.
out.
That's black people say when they don't want to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
out.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I can do it.
Right.
That's because black people have tiers to sing to singing. There's levels to
Yeah,
it.
he can
There you
do
go.
it.
Yeah, there is.
This is
And
the
at
bug.
23, I didn't realize that.
I need to
You
Did
know,
you
at
wait for-
41, I realized I'm a house
Where's
singer.
the-
I know.
Let's see, what else we
You
got?
surround sound in the choir.
Yeah, I'm a house singer.
No,
house singer.
that's what you
Yeah.
say because
I
you don't
think-
want people to be known.
I
was
think
about to
Tab
say
left out a very important part of that beginning story,
Okay, which is?
the shacking.
Oh.
Let's
Oh.
say how it started when we got married.
Well, it
Oh.
still plays a significant role.
Mm-hmm.
The
Well,
shacking, we shacked.
We've been together for 5 years before we got married.
Yep. For about
So you got
5
22
years.
if you count the shacking.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep. And all of that plays a role into a successful marriage. Is why I say you can't leave it out.
Okay, it's part of your story.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're
that-
telling people
yeah.
that, right?
That's
So
what
tell
I-
us what you guys learned from sin.
That you cannot have life without it existing.
That's right.
Mm.
And that.
Yeah,
This is
I
how
said
I
that
was
good, Tab.
You can't have life without it existing. And it does not mean that God will not honor your marriage.
Mhm.
That's
You
so
know,
true.
so many people would say that you won't be honored, God's not gonna honor you. Yes, He will.
Yes, He will.
I do believe that God knows all of our ins and outs, the decisions we're gonna make before we make them, and He's still gonna bless us, despite whatever someone may, think or have been programmed to believe.
Yeah.
That's my 2 cents.
I love it.
And I love the Lord.
Did y'all get precious to be married, or y'all decided like we ready?
I'm gonna let Chance sit. I had threw the towel in.
The pressure was before. Well, yeah, we were being pressured, but that's not why I actually
Family
married.
meddling and everything.
Yeah, it wasn't doing nothing but pushing me away. It was pushing me away. I didn't really know what marriage was. That's why I said I wanted to acknowledge the shacking years. I didn't really I don't come from a family that really gets married. I almost said value, but I don't want to disrespect anybody in my family by saying that. But I didn't really understand it or appreciate what marriage was. I was one of those guys, oh man, it ain't nothing but a piece of paper. Right? That was me. And for 4 or 5 years, her family, her dad, they were kind of pressuring us, talking about, I didn't even really know what shacking was, to be honest with you. I'm like, man, what is that?
Right. We just living together.
Man, what they talking about? We paying the bills up in here.
Right.
Right.
So it was in those years that I kind of figured out what both of those meant, shacking and marriage. And for a few years, Tab would be falling victim to the pressures and be on me, and at about that 5-year mark, we went to a wedding. And I was like, most guys like, man, I don't know, I'm gonna have to hear this. It's been simmered down.
It's about the 4-year
Man, yeah. It was about the 4-year mark. And it, I'm like, man, I done finally got them to just simmer down on this.
I finally got it right where I want them.
And now we about to go
Because
to
I
this
didn't
wedding.
care anymore.
We
I was just like, we ain't gotta get married. I'm fine. We're gonna be together. I'm cool with that.
So we go to this wedding and it was a beautiful wedding. I was moved by it. God was up there talking about it, and I heard him say something about a kingdom and how, what it should be for a man. And I was like, man, that's okay. Nobody ever told me like that. That's what I want, right? So when we left, we in the car and she ain't talking about it. She talking about everything else. And I'm like, okay. In a minute now, she gonna be like, what's up? And I'm gonna be like,
I was like, that food
Two-
was good one. That was nice.
hey, look.
That was so nice the way they had
A
that.
day go by,
Nothing.
2 days go by, 3 days, and then finally I get in my feelings. I'm like, hold
Now
on,
he
she
mad at me and I don't even know why.
But she don't think I'm worthy of being married. I'm a king.
Oh, have the roles have reversed.
I'm a king.
Oh, you don't want to
I'm a
marry
king.
me no more?
You
I
don't
was
wanna
like,
marry me?
what is this?
So I went to her and was like, hey, what's up? You ain't saying nothing about it.
Uh-huh.
And she was like, her response, first she was shocked that I was even bringing it up, but her response to my energy, which was, she was like, look, you know what I come to terms with is that I'm okay. I see you as a king. I see you as, exactly how that man defined what a king is and what a leader of a household is. But I'm okay with just being with you. I'm okay with just being with you. And what that said to me was she was going against everything that she was brought up to believe. She was going against that little girl princess, the dream of being married. And even with all my setbacks, me having a kid at 17, being broke, getting fired all the time, she still viewed me as a king, and she'll view me in the same way that person that was up there, you know, talking did. And immediately I wanted to get married. I was like, oh, okay, now I understand. And that's what it was for me. So I say that's very important. It's like you can't leave that part.
Reverse psychology.
You can't. You think she tried to get? You think it was a trick?
I don't think it was a trick at all.
People tell you though.
Because he's winning.
But yeah, I was like,
I was
hey,
fine, really.
at that moment, I think it was enough for me to get past. It's just a piece of paper thing.
I think because it's no longer pressure. You always fight against pressure. And the moment the pressure's released, it's easier to rise to the occasion. You know what I mean? Like you don't have that pressure there anymore. And so now it's like a choice that you're making and not something that you're being forced and pushed into.
Right. Were you shocked when he turned the corner on that?
Well, you know, I had been wearing a ring for 4 years, right? He had given me a ring.
Like a promise ring?
No, an engagement ring.
Oh, an engagement.
And for like the first 2 years, I kept saying, well, when we gonna get married? You gave me the ring, when we gonna get married? When we gonna get married? And then I got to a point where I was just like, I started believing what he said. It ain't nothing but a piece of paper. It's like, we together, that's all that matters. I'm like, I ain't going nowhere, you ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna wear the ring, but it's okay, whatever. So it did catch me off guard because I was like, I thought you said you don't want to get married. Now I'm like, it's just a piece of paper. Like, no, it ain't a piece of paper. I was like, that's what you told me.
I done bought it up for philosophy.
Right. But I was excited when he was like, no, let's do this. I was like, well, no. I'm gonna roll with you whichever way you want to go. You want to get married? Let's get married. You don't want to get married but stay together? I'm still gonna be with you. But I was excited because I'm a daddy's girl. And I was like, my daddy gonna be happy, right? My mama gonna be happy. Like they gonna be happy. And what woman doesn't want a wedding? I wanted a wedding, you know. So I was excited after that, and I was
curious.
shocked, but I was happy.
When y'all got married, did anything switch? From like not being legally married to legally married, did y'all see each other differently, or did it just continue on the way it was going?
I liked the sound of hearing him say my wife. It made me feel a little different, to be honest. And I really enjoyed seeing my husband. I still enjoy that today. I'm like, this is my husband right here.
Right.
Yeah, you introduced him as my husband, Chan. You don't say this is Chan.
I just think that, not that it's a title, although it is, it just makes me feel like something that we earn together, right? And there's a responsibility that comes along with it. And I was chosen to be responsible with this person. And so, but the roles didn't really change. It just felt like now I really got to always make sure, not that I wouldn't before, I gotta always make sure he good. You know what I'm saying?
The investment changes.
I told someone one time. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go.
We were at one of my jobs, and we were talking about. She was with a guy for a long time, and they broke up. He did something to me. It seemed trivial, and I was explaining to her that there's a certain conviction that comes with the role of being a wife, the role of being a husband. There's just a certain conviction that comes with that you just will never get or understand if you've always just been a girlfriend. And I mean that with like no disrespect at all for those people that are like, but I really don't mean that disrespectfully at all. But there is just a certain level of conviction that comes with that you're just not able to capture as a boyfriend or as a girlfriend. And I think that's one of the things, even if you don't feel different, you're gonna try a little bit harder. You know what I mean? We were talking one I think it was the Married at First Sight or something, and Marcus said literally the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again. And I was saying that sometimes that's what you do in marriage.
Right?
It's the same thing over and over.
A different result.
But you love this person, you want it to work, so you're gonna keep coming back back to the table. You're going to keep trying over and over again because, again, that conviction is there. That, you know, if you're just dating, especially in the beginning stage, you're like, I don't need this.
Right.
I'm out.
And that's what I was about to say. I had a real bad habit. Every argument, well, we ain't gotta be together. I leave.
Yeah. You did that too?
He was like, listen.
Every argument, if the argument got too heated, I'd be like, well, why you here?
Yo, what up? Want to tell you guys about Freedom Grooming. Listen, bald men are hot, sexy. Vin Diesel, The Rock, Tyrese, KevOnStage, and old school razors suck. They stink. They're designed to have shaving for flat surfaces, not heads. My head is not flat. It is round. Nobody wants painful nicks and cuts with a shaver designed for a head that's not flat. And razors often shave too close under the skin so hair comes back uncomfortable, irritating ingrowns. The Flex Series electric shaver is amazing. Shaves 50% more hair in a single stroke. Those old school razors could never. Baby smooth shaves like a baby's bottom. And you can shave in 3 minutes or less. I'm a busy guy. I can't be taking 30, 40, 50 minutes. You can shave in the shower too because it's waterproof, or outside of the shower. It's really your choice, all right? So listen up. For the upcoming holidays, birthdays, or even just because, get your bald guy the best shaver of his life. Freedom is giving our listeners an exclusive discount. Visit freedomgrooming.com/TBTB for 20% off. That's freedomgrooming.com/TBTB
TBTB.
for 20% off today. And now back to the show.
We ain't got to be together.
Right.
That's it's hard to win an argument because you got I'll leave. Like,
Can you, hey, anything.
Right.
I just said I didn't like the fries.
But I mean, it would be those bad arguments, but that would be my go-to, my final straw, and I knew that would be the punch, right? But when you get married, ain't no, well, I'm gonna leave.
Oh, yeah, that's a
We're
good
gonna have to
point.
figure this thing on out. Go in there and be mad. I'm gonna just go in here and be
Listen,
mad.
we're going to be mad together, though.
And the house gonna feel terrible for a couple of days. The
Listen,
tension is-
Tam.
It's gonna
By the way,
be
we can bring the knife and cut the tension in the air.
But if
Okay?
Hey,
I'm
nothing
mad
like-
over it will go away.
It
Right.
will go away.
Beefing with each other, y'all got to cross each other in the hallway. And the grits and blood. Hey, where you from? Come over here,
You
man.
can feel the gravitation
Oh.
of the repellent. This is like,
Feel like magnets.
don't you come any closer.
Right.
Hey, you know what though? No, that made me think of something. In the beginning, I was good at being mad.
Yeah.
I could hold out, I could hold out.
Ooh, he used to
I
make
ain't
me
gotta talk
so
to you.
mad. Ooh.
Hey, these days,
I
you talk
can't- I
about
ain't
the
got the
difference.
strength,
Like
Then and now?
man, I can't be mad for 2 hours.
Really?
Like real talk, I want to make up. Like,
Me too.
I'm real soft.
I have
real
this
soft, man.
thing where I feel like, God gave me a second chance at life, right? And from that new part of me, the new journey that I've been on, I just can't waste my time on that energy. And
so true.
yeah, we still have disagreements and arguments and things don't feel well. But afterwards, I honestly, I can't even really raise my voice the way I used to. Because I used to cut the food in the bag. We both did though, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but
We-
everybody see Miss Tabitha, they be like, oh,
because the
you
Lord
killing
changed
me,
me. We
boy.
thank God for change.
Now be watching the videos like, hey there, he be like, oh, here shit go. But little do they know, Greensboro town wasn't going no hey there.
And that's like Uncle Chance, they ain't never seen.
Ain't never
They
seen.
ain't never seen the Lucifer. They never had saw that. But it's something about just saying we ain't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't have time. When your time has been what's the word I'm looking for? When your time has almost been limited, right? When you have seen it come real close and it's like this can be taken away from you.
Yeah.
What do you want to spend your time on?
You got different appreciation.
I appreciate it more. So even if we get upset with each other about an hour or so, whether I'm in the wrong or he in the wrong, I go up to him and be like, I don't want to be mad with you.
Hey, look.
And I say, go ahead and apologize to me so we can get it over.
That's exactly how she does.
Listen ain't never said that but she has said that.
Yeah.
Right there, you
Yeah.
those words,
Yeah.
but you have said that.
Don't be saying that.
So we can make nice.
Yeah,
I'm like,
you know
man.
you was wrong, even if you won't, but go on ahead.
Go
on ahead.
Bruh.
Yeah.
I've been on the other side of that. And you just be like, alright.
Hey Siri, write this down. Right.
You just there.
Yes, but yeah.
Hey, I really don't know how to be mad anymore, man. Like I'm telling you, I'd be like,
That
hey,
is a whole
and it'll be a legitimate
entire
thing.
blessing.
Yeah.
Like, it'll be something. It'll be
You know
something
what I
that.
mean,
Yeah.
I know how to be mad.
He know
I
how
know
to
real
be
good, but I can't get it to last.
Yeah.
I used to
Yeah.
go. Thing is, when she's not talking to me, like that hurts me more than anything.
Yeah.
You know what messes up too? Something exciting happened, you forget you're supposed to be mad.
Yeah. Hey, that right there.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's right.
Brand new
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
Go out here in the
That
Got
garage,
an offer.
Right.
look at my car and
It
cuss
happened
it out.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh, raggedy
that's
ass.
Yeah.
On my damn nerves.
Yeah, get mad. That's mad, but you come back in.
What? Huh?
Yeah, you come back.
You ain't ready to say nothing?
Like I
You
need
need
to
something?
tell you.
Trying to make us need something?
Yeah.
Finna order these wings. You want some? You know, when you be old and married,
Yeah.
you be legitimately mad, but you still want to make sure they eat.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Hey,
What
you
you
want
what
some?
you did one day yesterday?
Yes.
Y'all be mad. You
Yes,
say
yes,
not have
sir.
no food come to the door. And something they like, so what you want to do?
Right.
Right, what y'all eat? I'm telling you. So yesterday, we was talking about earlier how he the set life is just not Chance's life, and so he was mad all day. Like I hadn't did it, but he wasn't really mad at me. He was just mad.
Yeah.
But I took it personal too. Like, hey, it's all right. It's just tell, right? But all day he was in his funk.
Puffing.
Right. So I had left and went and ran errands, but I knew it was nighttime. But I had worked all day, so I was like, I ain't gonna cook tonight. But I knew I had to think about what they gonna eat. Right.
Yeah.
So as soon as I came home, he was in the kitchen cooking. I said, "Oh God." I said, "This is the icebreaker." I said, "What you cooking, man?" He was like, "The potatoes was frozen solid
Oh, bless him.
in the skillet."
Bless him.
I said.
This in there cracking and sizzling. Like,
Hey, water going everywhere.
It was like a whole block of ice and some potatoes on the side of the ice. I said, "What you want to cook?" He said, "I'm making breakfast food." I said, he said, it ain't right. I said, well, man, you just put your top on and let it sit. You should have defrosted that before you put it in there. So when he went and sat down, because you gotta wait on this now, you know how to put it in there. I don't want to come in and take over. As soon as he went and sat down, I said, "Lord, let me break this ice.
Let me just
help my husband out because he still gotta eat." Just because he was mad more than me, I still got to feed him, man.
Chance was looking, his eyes was crossed over. You see a potato and ice. Yeah, I know this ain't right. Listen, sometimes you be mad, you don't know how to get out of it. You get stuck there like,
not even breakfast.
Right.
It's breakfast food.
Right. So my daughter walked by and looked at it. She looked at me. She's like,
you don't intercede now. It's gonna
I'm gonna need y'all to get back on one accord because we hungry over here.
Hey, my son was rolling with me though. My son was rolling with me.
Yeah.
Hey, like, hey, Dad, when's it gonna be ready?
yeah. But
We
he
gonna
got
eat
potatoes.
But he
these
was
fried
timing
iced
you.
potatoes.
Yeah, he was timing you.
So like you
Yeah.
need some tools for that.
Yeah.
Hey, when we eating, yeah?
I was like, "Where's you hungry?" He was like, "Dad's making us breakfast food." I said, "All right, okay, very good."
So, well, Kevin and Melissa, how's it? We already know how it started. How's it going for y'all?
You know what? Go ahead, baby. I'm gonna tell you. Over the last, I say probably 3 months of the Big Leap book, it has been trying to accept what you are working for is happening. And that is hard. Like, easy to dream for something when you ain't got it. It seems like worlds away.
Yeah.
When you have it and it be there, you be like, do I deserve this? Is it going to be taken away from me? Is something going to happen? Coronavirus? Should we get this house? Oh man, cause what people going to, you know what I mean? It's like, I done spent 20 years dreaming about this, and then you hear and you be like, I don't know, like
Do I deserve it?
that other stuff felt way more comfortable. I knew that life. You know, we be looking at like, you know, I don't want to get too specifics, but the bank account, the bills, the stuff that used to be like, I'm talking about something came in, it had a name on it. Before you even get that money in the bank good, that got to pay for 6 things.
Right.
You know what I mean? We just getting to the point. I remember when we were super young married. Remember my boy had did something, and his mom bought him a plane ticket to Oklahoma that night. And I said, man, you just had enough money to buy a plane ticket for the day off?
Yeah.
I ain't never bought a plane ticket without 6 months. I got to start way back.
Hey, looking on all of the websites,
All
going
of the
back and
websites.
forth.
Right.
Yes.
Ask people
Price
got money.
And they bought that plane ticket tonight. You didn't even check the price.
You are stable in your life.
Man, I used to be like, man, I wish we could get there one day.
Yeah.
But then you gotta, your mindset be way back there, even if you be on there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It takes some adjusting to be like, you know, again, I use the example like, you be in the NBA, right? You say you were a great player. You've been watching LeBron play since you were a kid. And now you in the league with him, you gotta either guard him or get dunked on. Like that's kind of what I feel like in this life. You gotta like either get it through your head or you gonna miss your moment.
Yeah.
But it is not easy to like
That's
get
past
there.
it like knowing you're there.
Yes.
You're on the court with him.
Yeah.
You on the court, man. Like, you be taking 1 second to be like, this is crazy.
Right.
But then you better you got to go for 30 right now
Yeah.
because he going for 40.
That's
Hey, Karen,
He
talk
just-
about
he
something
just-
right now. Talk about something right now.
Chance, the Lord be dealing with Chance and
Hey,
deep down
well,
in his heart.
hey, you
Yeah.
about to start church up in here.
Man.
I thought we was gonna have a friendly.
I trying to move in the shirt.
I had to push my whiskey away. Like,
That's the Holy Ghost.
I got high
Hey,
because I think there's some rules with people I admire, like, but I'm in there for what I know.
Yeah.
Come on, you can't just sit in there googly eye like,
Right.
oh, I'm with you. Like Angel was saying the other day, she in a movie role. Like, I can admire you, but also they hired me to act.
Yeah.
So I got to do my job. I can't be up here enamored with you. Like, I got to do what I came to do.
What?
And that's what I be feeling like.
It is. No, yesterday I was sitting on set and I did take a moment because sometimes I don't do that because I be so worried to be like, this is what you've dreamed of. You have dreamed of this. And then I was like, girl, don't you be out here looking stupid. Get your life together. Because sometimes you be sitting there thinking, oh, thank you so much for the opportunity. Huh? Well, no, you hired me because this is what I didn't work for. This is the moment. But it is hard sometimes to just accept that, this is the moment you work
earned
for.
that role.
You have earned this moment. It's not by like happenstance. You actually work towards it. And it can be difficult. Sometimes I feel like it's more so I miss the moment because I'm worried about the moment getting messed up. You know what I'm saying? Or me messing up the moment. And just instead of being like, but you here though.
Yeah.
Like you here. All you can do is do your best at the moment get messed up. Then that's what was supposed to happen.
Exactly.
But sometimes I do. I be stealing my own joy. And I'll be like, I could have celebrated that.
Right, that big leap.
Yeah.
You finished it?
No, because it won't load on this phone. And that is what
You
happened.
need to get the paper back.
Oh, I wanna see.
You got to read this
My
book
problem-
called The Big Leap.
my
I done
problem-
told all my friends about it.
Oh, we're gonna have to read it.
my problem is I got
I'm
to
good.
put it back.
I'm
I never have time to sit down and read it, so I'm gonna have to get
on Audio Boom or Audio
Yes,
Boom.
yeah.
Audio.
I be in the truck and I'm just like, I could
Big
listen
leap.
to that book.
Yeah.
Big leap.
Like Gay Hendrix.
I don't know if Gay is the voice of
He
the
is.
Big Leap, but
Oh, is he? Okay. Gay
I love you,
Hendrix?
Gay
Yeah.
Hendrix.
It's
terrible.
Oh, his
Oh, the
voice.
voice.
Oh, the voice. Oh, is it like?
It can't be no worse than
50 Cent
listening to
was
my own
doing
voice.
his-
This coming through my
50
mouth.
Cent
I
did
can
his-
read.
I like 50's voice on the book.
It's very monotone. It's very
Clear Eye commercial.
Yeah,
sound.
it was not my
You
favorite.
have red
And it's
dry,
twofold.
yeah.
Number one, yeah, his voice is not very intriguing. And then number two, which is interesting because usually the author read books are like the best, to be honest.
That's it.
That's it.
And the second thing is the book
Big
is
leap.
so dense with information that you low-key would want to be able to like,
Go back.
hold on.
I have to go
Say it
back
again.
several times.
Yeah.
Like, now,
Yeah.
wait, hold
Very
on.
good.
What am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
Being able to communicate is very important, and whether you are in a foreign country or not, understanding the language of the country that you are in, or simply learning a new language because it is fun, it is easy to do, and it is something that keeps your mind stimulated. No matter what your needs are, Babbel is here to help. If you're like me and there's a foreign language that you regret not learning in school, it's never too late to start with Babbel. Babbel is the language learning app that sold more than 10 million subscriptions. That means they know what they're doing. Thanks to Babbel's addictively fun and easy bite-sized language lessons, you can finally cross learning that new language off your to-do list. Babbel only needs 10 minutes of your time of your day to complete a lesson, and you can learn a new language in as little as 3 weeks. Other language apps use AI for their lesson plans, but Babbel lessons were created by over 150 language experts and voiced by real native speakers, not computers. Their teaching method has been scientifically proven to be effective. You can choose up to 14 different languages, everything from Spanish, French, Italian, and even German. Babbel has speech recognition technology, which helps you improve your pronunciation and accent. There are many ways to learn with Babbel. In addition to lessons, there are also access to podcasts, games, videos, stories, and even live classes. This is a great way to learn the language very conversationally and help you understand what you're saying, how to say it, and all of those things, which is helpful because it makes learning not only fun, but applicable to how you'll use it in your everyday life. Plus, it comes with the 20-day money-back guarantee. Start your new language learning journey today with Babbel. Right now, you can get 55% off your subscription when you go to babbel.com/TBTB.
TBTB.
That's babbel.com/TBTB for up to 55% off your subscription. Babbel, language for life. I also want to tell you about ShipStation. Everybody, Kevin and I are gearing up for the holiday season even now. Our merch will be available by the time Black Friday is here. And if you are like us and you have any type of product that you are selling on e-commerce, whether it's through your own website, Pinterest, several other different dashboards essentially, you can ship them all through ShipStation. Again, they are easily integrated into every platform, including Amazon, Etsy, eBay, Shopify, making it easy to manage all of your shipping from one simple dashboard, maximizing your sales but minimizing your effort. We have done the thing where you're trying to pull orders from here, there, and everywhere, and I guarantee you will have a headache, and more likely than not, you will miss orders, which means you will have upset customers, which will ruin their experience and make it very difficult for you. And ShipStation is just one of those tools that is here to make it easy. They get discounted shipping rates the same as Fortune 500 companies, whether you're sending a stack or a truck full. Join over 130,000 companies who have grown their e-commerce business with ShipStation. ShipStation has tons of customers on their site that you may want to support, including the MrsKevOnStage brand. Go to ShipStation.com today and sign up with promo code TBTB for free 60-day trial. Start today and get set up before the biggest shipping season of the year. That's 2 months free. Visit ShipStation.com. Click the microphone at the top. That's 2 months free. Visit ShipStation.com. Click the microphone at the top and type in code TBTB. Again, ShipStation.com. Click the microphone at the top and type in code TBTB. And now let's get to the episode.
And then stuff hit you right between the eyes. You be like, turn off.
I threw my phone up.
Go several times.
Yeah.
I feel attacked. Turn this off.
Right. Why are you talking
It's
about
gonna
me
hit
directly?
y'all.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
can't read
God.
it right now, but you read it and let me know.
You know,
She said what you can do is just
Because I'm
read it.
writing, so I don't. When I'm writing a book, I can't read because I don't want to be influenced.
Yeah.
Oh, I
I'm
get
gonna
that.
always be.
When I'm working on a
right.
new hour, I can't watch nobody stand up.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want your voice in my head. I don't want nothing.
Uh-huh.
Just leave me alone so I get my hour together.
Yeah, yeah.
it's interesting to hear both of you say that about being in your moment. I push her because this is what she's living in right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is what she has been trying to do for the last 22 years, and I've been kind of just.
Come
It
on,
ain't my
String.
thing.
Come on, String.
And I'm like, hey, are you coming up for air? Do you realize? Because she'll be so in tune that I don't think she's enjoying the moment. And when you just said that, I'm right there. I'm always like, hey, you know who you in here with?
Right.
You know, you gonna go.
Yeah,
I'm
and-
working,
Yeah.
and so it'll hit me in my quiet time sometime. I'll be like, oh my God, did that just happen?
Right.
It's interesting just to hear you guys say it. I can push her, but in the same, when I'm listening to you talking about messing it up or feeling, that's me. I'm like, and she's telling me, no, we here. And I'm like, nah, we're gonna hold that
That's
bread.
constantly him.
No, we're gonna, you go have fun, and I'm gonna
Right.
give me all the chips. And nobody get to see it. We ain't spending no
So
money.
that's us three.
We ain't spending no bread.
Cause
This
y'all,
is we
y'all
want.
not the dream.
Right.
But
We see the
need an
millions
emoji.
coming. We don't
We
really
need an
have to
emoji
hold
for the
on to
streets.
that.
No,
what's coming.
I'm more so like, because I remember the 22 years. I remember those moments like you just described, and it's like we here, and I can tell her, hey, we in the room with such and such. Hey, we getting ready to go get on stage.
Yeah.
Oh, they want to talk to us. I can tell her, hey, this is cool, huh? But when she say, hey, I mean, I'm tight, you know. Hey, hey, babe, you've been looking at this watch for 10 years. I'm like, yeah, but you buy the watch. I'm like, nah, I save up for it. I'm
Cause in his
still,
mind, like, man,
I'm
what do we
still
need
in
money
that
for?
mind frame.
What else
Melissa,
the case?
I gave Melissa Melissa, man. But the thing is, like, I used to be kind of hard on Melissa in my mind, but I've been trying to give her.
there. Let's say more.
I'd be hard because I'd be like, I want you to be like me, right? But the same way she been thinking like that for 20 years, I've been thinking like this for 20 years. So her way of thinking saved us so many times.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't for her, we would have been like, because I tell you that mindset on them deals, when the other side don't agree with you, I'll be like, oh, well.
Yeah.
Like the one time I told y'all, I feel like I wanted double what we was getting paid. And they canceled the contract. If it were for me, we would have been in another apartment. They came home, I said, live. She had told me, she was like, let's just live our life. What if they say no? She talking about just staying at where we was at.
Yeah.
I was like, they said no more than that. They said no nothing.
Zero.
Right? Zero.
Oh, wow.
So the way you think, it be stuck in your mind because you think somebody coming to get it.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic happened to be like,
Man.
told you.
Right.
See, that's something you would have never expected.
Ooh, yeah.
But let me tell you about, go ahead.
I was gonna say, but on the other side of that is when we say this is going to happen,
Yeah.
and it does.
Oh, yeah.
Right? We can't neglect those moments.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
So which allows you the opportunity to say, okay, I can breathe and live a little.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Without staying in that place of like, no, we gotta hold on to it. Because let me tell you something, when we have our last day here, we can't take it with us.
Right.
Mhm.
Right? So I want to enjoy life
I
while
got
we're
the
here.
Maserati for that reason only.
What a
I
tip.
said, man, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm finna drive nice and teal.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Nice
That's
and
right.
teal,
that
Maserati King.
Right.
We had stayed in this really nice house, and Melissa, we was toying with getting it. We was like, man, I don't know. This was a humongous jump. And I told her, I said, look, even if we can't stay here forever, we'll always be able to say,
Did you talk to this man?
Yeah, why are you telling him my business?
They're the same.
I-
They are the
I said, listen, if we can't stay here forever, we
Y'all
will
are
be able to
the
say
same.
we stayed here for that time.
Because man, want this some good times?
We here two days shack now, but remember
She
when?
just told me this maybe
just-
5-6
really?
days ago,
Yeah.
almost verbatim.
I
Oh,
said,
wow.
listen, you want the car? You gonna get the car. You want the house? We're gonna get the house. We're gonna live this one life. We're gonna live it. And I believe that God said we can have it.
Mhm.
And if he decided later to take it away from us, then it was our time.
But we got the memories.
Right, we got the memory.
She literally said, well, listen, the way I calculated is it's going to be at least 4 or 5 years before we have to
I said a lot of stuff gonna have to go wrong for a couple years.
Right.
We good for 4 or 5 years. And if we go broke, we'll be able to say we lived like the rich
Bruh.
and famous for 4 or 5 years.
We was out there though. For that year.
Hey, and I did like this. I said,
Okay, 4 or 5
That sound good. That sound real good.
Y'all gonna have to come take the Maserati from me. Y'all gonna have to ride out my car and head.
Listen, yes, absolutely. Go ahead.
No, I was about to say, even like with the pandemic, it was like, oh, what's going to happen? But I feel like so many things have happened because of the pandemic that have not been the,
yeah.
oh God, I can't breathe. That like, even, we don't even know with like things like that happening if it's going to affect us the way everybody say it's going to affect us.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
We'll be sitting there thinking, but yeah, if that happens, we ain't gonna have no money, and then all of a sudden you're making more money you would than before the pandemic happened. So it's hard to it is hard to not want to be in that space of let me just in case a rainy day happened. But you might have needed some water. It might not be that it's a bad day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I've been spending.
That was good.
That was good.
You needed the water.
Look, you know you right. Oh my God.
No, because I'm like the one you know what? We need to go ahead and get this. Angel's like, no, we need to hold. I'm like, no, you work hard, I work hard. We're gonna get business.
He's definitely that one. I'm always like, no, we can wait. We can just And he was like, nah, you can stand over there and wait. I can't get this. You gonna watch me get it. So no, it's hard. So where do you feel like from where we started to where we are now?
I was trying to keep y'all going, but y'all know I was eating.
That's right. She's like, yeah.
Hey, what?
Careful, we're making a mess.
Everything was
Hey, you
fine.
want another cup to dip? Anyway, so what we started, especially earlier on in the marriage, this is after we married or dated, what we started at.
I don't know. You tell
Well,
me.
we started out in the marriage, it was it was kind of like a 9 to 5 for both of us, because Angel was working consistently. That was an ER.
Mm-hmm.
And then the dreaming really didn't start until years after. I don't feel. It's like she was living her dream of, working on these shows, and then it's like, as we started the podcast, and we started
Wait,
doing
time
it.
out.
You said I thought you meant she was a nurse.
That's what I said.
No, she was on the last 3 seasons of ER.
Child, when you said ER, I said, I'm on the 911.
But that's what I said what she was working on.
No, she,
No, this is when we came out here and I started
when
working.
we were moving, literally we were driving across country, she got the call saying that she got that job.
Oh man, they ain't the same.
Oh, you came to LA
You
with
ain't
a
the
job?
No, she was already out here. She
I was out here for a
last
couple
school.
of months in
Oh,
LA.
a couple of months. You don't
You waited all that time. All them months.
Wow! That's what was February, March, April? That must have been wild, huh?
That was me. No. And you were on the last 3 seasons. You know what that means? Residual.
Listen, they look.
Yeah,
With
tell me what's
COVID,
gonna
that's
be
why I was
a
waiting for the
residual.
residual
I know,
checks.
that's
I was
right.
like, I know they gotta be watching ER in Botswana or something. Where's the residual check?
I love that.
For you feel like you didn't start dreaming until you the one supposed to be talking and still eating.
He spilled.
Every time I try to say it with Marcus, I end up tipsy.
Yeah.
It's
Look, I didn't offer
it's
you
our
nothing.
fault. It's
Yes,
our
I'm not taking ownership.
Oh, you want to try the white? You want to try Mary J. Blige's?
Oh, I do.
Hold on, what have you had?
I only
Okay,
have
well,
This is
the.
what happens. No.
No, I only
I'm
have
giving it
a little bit.
Oh, you said the one. You're good. You're good.
Melissa's trying to grab it.
This is
gonna
Mary
be
J.
my
Blige?
fault.
This is Mary J.
Okay,
Blige.
is it gonna make me
Oh,
dance?
y'all,
Oh,
the
yeah, you're
whiskey
gonna be
we
good.
got.
It's gonna cause a dancery and a hatery.
The whiskey we got is Uncle Nearest. Uncle Nearest is a whiskey.
Black owned.
Black owned. He taught Jack Daniels how to make
He
whiskey.
did?
He did.
Uncle Nearest.
And Jack Daniels finally went back
Yeah.
and acknowledged that
Yeah.
that it was a slave that taught him that way.
Yeah.
Let me see it.
Uncle Nearest is a black owned whiskey company.
It's amazing.
We got
Yeah.
100 proof.
They went and changed their
Wow.
history. They had to be like, all right, man, we gotta tell the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the companies actually work together now.
Oh, that's,
Yeah.
oh, that's
Amazing.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And so you can get that at like a regular Total Wine or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uncle Jerry.
Anyway, so it
Okay.
started off, we like the whole dreaming thing after his Angel's elaborate career. So she was already got on that track long ago of like, okay, doing social media and also actress. And then it was like slowly, like what, last year probably is when I finally jumped on board.
Yeah,
But
he was
she
so
said-
slow to
yeah,
it.
What did you do to jump on board?
I finally got social media.
Marcus, you know where his name came from?
Oh my God.
Wait, he don't even know his handle. His handle is what?
Marcus ain't on the gram.
So what happened, Tab? We did a
This
podcast.
is about his basketball. What's
Yeah.
yours?
Team Chance Basketball.
That's the only reason he got one.
Listen, we was doing a podcast episode with Angel and Marcus, and I tagged at that chick Angel and at Marcus ain't on the gram because he ain't had no social media. And then like a couple weeks later, it turned blue, and he was like, "I'm gonna just use that as my name."
I did it in spite. I said, oh, he got jokes.
That is, though, I love it. But yeah, it took a while for it to. He just started participating. He wasn't like he was kind of participating, just kind
In
of
the blogs and
showing up.
everything.
Look at Chance.
Yeah, in the blogs, I would probably like pick up the camera.
If Marcus is telling your testimony, raise your hand. My literal Instagram name is MrsKevOnStage because his was KevOnStage. I didn't want an Instagram or any social media. He started it for me and was like, my wife, MrsKevOnStage.
Right.
Literally. Start her Facebook page too.
So go ahead and give Chance one real quick.
Yeah, got one.
I started his. The Team Chance basketball. I said, well, if you're gonna have the basketball team, you at least gotta have the
Yeah,
place
she
where
kind of
people
forced
can
it
find
on
you.
me.
Yeah. Oh, well, Marcus, he was like, when I got his account started, he was like, it was asking for to be allowed to get a hold of his pictures. He's like, do I have to say yes? I said, well, where they gonna get the pictures from, baby? Where they get the pictures
Look, I'm over here like,
from?
let's see.
He's like, I gotta let
These are
them
the one.
get to my pictures. I was like,
No,
if this ain't
She
true,
asked me
Hey.
for some. What's that? I was supposed to do that.
that's him.
Listen,
This
Chance.
was last year, Caleb.
Hey, that was
To
me.
make this work, I have to give them access to everything.
Yeah, I'm like, I want to give them what I want to give them. They asking for permission. That means they can have it. No,
Yeah. Chance was like, they watching us right now. I looking at it.
I will
Like,
be
they
back
looking
though.
at us.
Oh, they are.
We're
yeah.
all gonna have ads in our
Start talking
Instagram
about
feed about
Disneyland.
that.
Oh yeah.
Start talking about Disneyland. I guess that the next time you open up
Absolutely.
Google,
Yeah.
Disneyland advertising.
It'll be there.
So
Yeah.
wait, so Chance, where are you
Thieves.
at now when it comes? Because we know Melissa is a full blown influencer now that it comes.
I want to hear her answer too. She
Melissa
answered.
Denise
I can
Fragrance
answer
is
both of
the
us.
You did right.
Yeah.
He got it now.
Yeah.
I've been practicing.
So
I love that.
okay, so Chance and Melissa, where are y'all at now when it comes to like social media and like just this whole like world that your spouses have kind of rubbed off on your own?
Ladies first.
I saw Chance. You was Chance was like, let me go and slide that buy me some time.
As soon as he cleared his throat, I was like, he gonna answer. Then he looked like, oh wait, please first.
Go ahead.
I think that similarly to the strings here, I've only been on board truly in a sense where this is of my choosing. That actually didn't start off with my choosing.
No.
In the last 2 years. And that is because actually on Sunday will be the anniversary of my last day at my 9 to 5.
Really?
Wow.
2 years?
2-year anniversary.
Look at God.
And even that,
Wow, baby.
She gets to celebrate her anniversary for leaving her job.
All right, so
Don't judge him.
hey, so
are you about to do it?
see, you're wrong for that.
Sorry.
Oh, I can't wait to hear.
But also we talked about on the podcast when you were there, you were talking about, and I feel
So-
like it was around this time that the okay, I'm gonna stop talking.
She ain't on your side no more, Chance.
Yeah.
She ain't on your side no more.
No, I was string deep down in my heart.
So
2 years in.
You one of them then.
so I have not. So listen. I'm not as comfortable with this because it's not. I'm not fortunate enough to be in. I don't think so in this environment all the time. I'm a little bit of a control freak with my privacy, the things that you can ask me and intrude on, and I'm not as polished as I've seen you be. I've seen my wife, and and I know that about myself. I might get into an environment, you might ask me the wrong question, and I might say something that set a whole lot of people back, right? And I know that about myself, so I don't feel as comfortable being in front of the camera and all of that.
You
So
are
I like,
me and I am you.
you know what I'm
I
saying?
literally just clapped back at somebody on when I was
And that was, I was getting ready to finish with, and I'm very sensitive. And I learned that about myself through all the success that my wife has had here recently. People can say something about her, and I'll be like,
Right.
Yeah, be like, delete it, baby.
I be going in, right?
Thumbs be bleeding trying to get that coming back.
And I had to really be honest. There's a lot of people who be like, you should do this. You funny, until I ain't.
Right.
And I have respect for my wife and her hustle. And the 22 years that I've watched her. I just respectfully decided to stay in the background. I'm cool with that.
Let me ask you this,
I can
Chad.
play an assistant. I can be the ears and the eyes when, and I can kind of pull a coattail and be like, hey.
But you do have a show.
But let me ask you this,
Rise
though,
and
Chad.
Tab a Chance.
You
You
do.
must not do that.
Yeah, I only do that because it's mine and it's hers, and there's preparation before. Like,
Right.
everybody, nope, we ain't talking
But
about
I've been
that,
doing this
nope,
for 3 years.
So,
In the first 2 years, you didn't see Chingy.
yeah.
You would hear him,
Yeah.
and all you would hear was, why them people looking in our house?
And that was real. And that was real.
Yes.
But you said you had a question?
Yeah. So do you have? Is it important for you to have your own thing that's separate from Tab? Do you think that plays into why you keep your job because you're like, this is my thing? That in case anything goes wrong with that, or even Tab go crazy, I still got my own thing, my own identity about it. That's not necessarily tied to her.
Yes, but let me explain that. We've been together since we was 19 years. I played the role of your wife in saving us in a lot of things.
Mhm.
She's done her portion of it. She's been a dreamer. I always refer to her as my dog in the fight, in the dream fight, and I'm okay with that, right? But there's a part of me that still feels like I don't want the burden. She can't come up for air and realize that she's in the room with these people and she's living her dream if the burden of I gotta be in business mode to take care of my family because I'm all we got. That's a concern for me. I don't want to take that away from her.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now when I figure out what it is that I want to do, right? I feel comfortable in knowing that my wife got my back.
Yeah.
She's gonna be like, hey, babe, and because I've been, pinching off on the bread, So, you know what I'm saying? And putting it over here, I'll be able to say, okay, I'm gonna take this little money that I had and I'm gonna invest into this thing. And then once I get something that is shown to be lucrative and not a burden on her, because I want her to enjoy her dream. This is her dream. This is her thing. So when I do that without her, I don't want. She says she doesn't, and I believe her because y'all, you know what I mean. Y'all dreamers, and y'all always see the cup is half full, right?
Always.
No, it's not full.
And
It's overflowing.
Yeah, it's full. So,
What comes? I ain't nothing.
So and I appreciate that. I do appreciate, and I want her to always be like that. And I just don't ever want to feel like, and I'm big on. I go in on my kids too. Like, hey, your mama ain't taking care of you forever.
Right.
Hey boy, you ate. You gonna get a job. But I'm that dude. Right?
So got about 6 years left. You get a work
I
permit.
won't even.
And this thing is like, I'm gonna figure out how you can do them YouTube videos.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Right.
figure out, but that's just my thinking on it.
Yeah,
Right? It's just,
yeah.
and I think, I'm cool. She pressuring me every day. You ain't going back to work. You know we don't have it. And I'm thinking, you can talk to you blue in the face, but until I figure it out, right, and I can see that it's gonna be lucrative without it ain't the ego thing. I don't need you. I want my own. It ain't really that as much as
The security.
I just don't want her to be responsible.
Yeah, I see that.
For me.
What I do know about my husband, right? Because we have been together for a very long time and we have struggled together, right? If my husband, as a man, does not have something he is doing, his spirit is unsettled. Right?
I am he and he is.
And it's not a macho thing. It's not
No.
an ego thing. It's just this thing where, as a man, he feels like I got to do something to bring something to the table. Even if I tell him you being my husband is enough, right? Even if I say,
How would you get out my business like that? I said, would you get out my business, please?
And I try to tell him that, but what I have learned is even me saying that is not enough. He has to get to a place where he's comfortable, and I got to be okay with that. Even if I tell him, babe, look, I'll double what you're making, right? You can join the team. We'll figure it out. That's not enough for his spirit.
Yeah.
And his spirit has to be well in order for him to be well with anything that we do.
Yeah. You know what's interesting about Tab and Liz, and I'm gonna let you talk after this. We just different years by.
Right.
Like Tab said, they 3 years in. 3 years ago, I was fighting Melissa to quit her job. She quit, then she unquit, went part-time. I had to be like, you know what, Liz, I can't fight you on that.
Yeah.
I had to let you do that because I realized I I can't move you at my pace.
Yeah, but
Right.
then God kicked me out though.
Then God was like, oh, you don't want to quit this job?
He'll kick you out.
Oh, yeah, he will.
I went part-time and then they were like, the whole job shut down.
Yeah.
Now what you gonna do?
No,
But let me
Mark-
say this. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go.
Oh, I was gonna say what's funny about what you're saying is I promise you I'm the exact same. I've literally, the whole reason I've been like, Melissa, do this influencer thing, you need to figure it out, you need to do, you gotta, is I've been telling Kev, I need to figure out a way to generate a new stream of income that is not dependent on you.
Uh-huh.
That is like, so, he's like, yeah, but the podcast is yours, but we do it together.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that these days. You.
Yeah.
I don't always want to feel like all of the money in our household is associated solely with you.
But I be giving the ideas, but he don't want
And
it.
they be
I
in y'all's lane. It's her comfort zone.
Chance, now hush. Now
It's in your comfort zone. Now
Just come over here and talk to me.
Hey,
Don't listen to Chance.
Where is the megaphone?
So look, my wife, I hear her in her interviews, right? All these thousands of interviews. she did. And I'll be like, right there, I ain't doing all this, man. You say the same thing over and over every day.
Right.
But in there, she'll say, you know, my husband is my partner, not my provider.
That's right.
But then she'll come and argue with me. You understand?
But we partners. You ain't. I'm
know,
not providing.
I know, but hey,
We are one.
if you listen to that, if you say,
We are one.
I'm gonna provide you with the idea.
But no,
I'm gonna provide you with the.
I be gently suggesting. I be like, you like basketball, don't you? Go and do it.
Pick on some balls.
Right.
Pick on court.
Out here play,
Yeah.
record, you just
You
do it.
Yeah, do it.
And it's like that mom that believes, that the kid is the greatest thing on earth.
Yeah.
That's
It's
kind of.
nothing my husband can't do.
And that's what you see. So she has. I don't want her to go. I don't want her to support me blindly, like with that career. Like she, it ain't nothing I can't do wrong. And I'm like, babe, you don't
Producers to
understand.
produce the story of two couples.
No, it is uncanny.
Like, hey, the world would love you, man.
It is uncanny.
Yes, right. I'm like, that is my
To
temperament.
make it in LA.
It scares me.
See,
It
Marcus
really
is
does.
waiting for the moment. He's like, when can I quit this job?
That's not what I'm waiting for.
What you waiting for, Marcus? Speak up for the streets!
But let me tell you this, Angel. For years, he would say, babe, hey, I can't wait for the day to quit, babe. I
Yeah,
can't wait. And now I be like, babe, the
That's
day has
true.
come. And he be like, I ain't really ready.
Right.
I was just playing.
So listen, it's okay. She's right. I have said.
Chance had to own that way. Now, okay, now you all right.
He started that
Now.
4 times.
So when she feels that it's that time, and when I feel that it's that time,
Right.
it's a difference.
Yeah.
Right.
And when God starts showing up and doing things that
Come on, say
you
God.
wanted it to happen, you say, oh man, but this is ridiculous what's going on in our life.
Chance.
It's like this.
I can
So
only
I'm
imagine.
kind of like, hey,
I can only imagine.
don't stop. but let me catch my breath.
Right.
Like for real, like so.
God said, oh, you didn't believe? Well, let
So
me
I'm
show you this.
I'm a little scared. I'm just, you know what? I'm a little scared, and we have never. I'm a little hesitant.
You can just say, lived in this moment before.
So you know what I was.
I already
know.
So
Yeah.
we ain't never.
Yeah.
Yeah. That.
Yeah.
So
we got it.
I don't want nobody to take that the wrong way,
Yeah.
but I ain't never seen it like this,
Right.
and I don't want to be.
You don't want to go back.
There was a year period I would screenshot the bank. I'd be like,
There we
yeah.
go. Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Thank
What
you.
is wrong?
They got to, somebody coming to get it soon.
Yeah.
They got to, we got to spend it.
I asked my wife for a whole year that we got an attorney because
Yeah.
we doing something wrong.
Like,
That's what I knew was real. After I paid my tax, I said,
you still
it's all open. Everything is cool.
Okay, so it's a little mind blowing, and I'm a little scared, right? And I
That's
don't
our
want to be
trauma
those,
speaking by
and I don't want to be those people that do something premature.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
It's
so-
similar to me. Like I joke around and say, when can I quit? But
yeah,
I'm the same way. It's like until I can take flight on my own.
on my own.
Yeah.
Which is when I'm ready to step away. But it's like right now, it's like I'm not ready. All right, hold it, and while I do this, because
No, I know that. I'm just saying you do say you look forward to that day of being able to take flight. Is what I'm saying.
yeah,
He looks forward. If that day came tomorrow, where it was, he'd be like, yes. Where can I tell these people?
But it's got to be.
But that's a mental
my
state.
thing.
It's
like,
a mental thing.
Okay, that's yours.
It's absolutely more
This is what I
mental than
got.
It's way
Yeah.
more mental
And you
because
can't-
the stuff, like if you were to, this is in the book too, if you were to add up your expenses and then divide what you have and even allocate for stuff, your money will be like, you good, but then your mind, you'd be like, but in 2003, when we had the second kid, the daycare bill was this, and we couldn't have no Christmas.
Right.
So I'm gonna just make sure everything okay. You know what I
I'm
mean?
cool.
When you
Right.
remember having to make sacrifices between the $5.98
Come on.
meat and the $5.97 meat.
Yes.
Listen, we can listen.
Hey, you looking at it to see, is it too brown?
Right.
Listen.
Hey, the color is right.
I'm like, I need to get these WIC vouchers real quick. Get this milk and
So,
cheese.
That trauma is gone.
That was some years. I ain't never said this out loud, but I'm gonna say it.
And you don't want to be the person. You don't want to be the person, right? He don't want to be the person. She don't want to be the person. When you can honestly look at yourself in the mirror and say, I didn't really have a dream to be in front of the camera. I didn't really have a dream to do all the things that you see coming full circle. And this is, I'm gonna tell you some truth, and I know you can really, you ain't gotta agree with me. I say it for us. But when you the person living with a dreamer and you like, you crazy. But I ain't gonna say nothing.
say it 3 times
I ain't gonna say nothing.
You gotta have a little bit of crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
You got to have a
So
little
in the
bit
back
of
of you may not say that to your partner, your spouse, your wife, but in the back of if you know that, and you saying that and you remember that, it's kind of hard for you to just, when they say, quit your job and I'm gonna take care of you,
They just validate
to just do it.
Yeah.
For you to do it.
Now
because-
you crazy
now-
too for believing.
Yeah, but that's what, and you selfish. And to me, it makes me feel selfish because I'm like, man, I was kind of low key doubting a little bit. I was with you. I was with you. Because I loved you anyway.
Right.
I love that part of you. I love that you dream like that. That's what was attractive to me. But if you ask me, hey, did you really believe?
I was the one that was always going to hold us down.
And I'm like, it wasn't a matter of me believing you. It was a matter of, I love that about you. You made me feel good by that energy.
Good, Chance.
Right? It made me
That's
feel
good,
good to
yeah.
be with a person who could, because I was such the opposite. It's like, she got what I wish that I had.
And also
That's
that
what's
hold
up.
you down was so
Right?
valuable for so many times.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
without that hold you down, we couldn't dream like that.
Right.
Like that hold you down. Like when I got
It was the
fired,
balance.
and sometimes that balance, you know, on a seesaw, sometimes that balance go way over here. When I got fired, it was like, girl, this is
That
all
was
you.
like
I'm
me when I
tripping.
had my first son. I was like, well, I'm glad you're going to work. 'Cause I'm sitting here breastfeeding. I can't go nowhere.
The first son, the shows that didn't pick her up, she's just like, oh, what about? I'm like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Go to the next one.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yep.
So it's like, I'm not trying to face that.
Right.
I was like, no, that's ugly. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Because they got to swing it all other way.
As long as we meet these deadlines at work, we good.
Right.
And I think that's the thing, but there's power in the tongue that we cannot ever forget,
Oh, absolutely.
right? Because as you joke, right? It's a joke that he can't wait. Chance has joked for years that he can't wait for me to get on. His joke would always be like, man, when you blow up, I'm gonna just start getting in front of the camera. I'm gonna be Denzel. I don't want to have the audition. I just want to show up because I'm gonna just ride your coattail.
Man.
He would joke
Mhm.
and say that.
And you done jumped on top of the truth.
Now people calling like, we want Chance.
And they like,
And he like,
action.
no, I don't
And
want
I'm
to do
sitting
that. But
I was just saying that.
But you said it for years.
Yeah.
And now God is saying, let me show you how I listen to the tongue.
That's what I was gonna say about God pushing you out. Because anytime, and I'm expecting it to happen soon again. Anytime, like I pray and I think about like promotion or getting advancement or doing this, God, it doesn't just come to me. God makes me uncomfortable enough for me to move. It's like I'm gonna force you out of this position. And it's happened consistently.
Every
I
time.
get prophecy talk spoken over me at church. Everybody said this was about to happen. I'm like, yeah. Then it gets uncomfortable enough where I end up moving.
got to
Like,
move.
Then I'm like, huh. So now I'm like, all right, it's coming. Like, what is that uncomfort gonna be?
Well, you can always practice, because that's what Chance decided to do. He decided to practice.
Practice what?
He took a leave from his job. He took 6 months.
Well, I thought he got facial hair.
Yes,
So I was
yeah.
like, he got
Yeah.
to be
He been
off
on leave.
That beard done
Cut
came
up.
in.
You know why
Only
Angel said
since
that?
April.
Every time we watch the show,
Look, I took the lead
Yeah.
because my family needed me.
Yes,
Okay,
we
my
did.
family needed
We
my
did.
it's COVID. My son needs. She's too busy. He needs a teacher. He needs. You know,
Yeah.
You
That's what
enjoy
Melissa did
yourself?
when you did this. When you did that part-time job, that was you taking leave. You
But you know what's funny? I have this question for you, Chance. If Monday was the end of your 6 months, would you go back to work?
wow, that's what you. That's what.
I'm tell you why. You gonna be up in my business like that today.
I will tell you why. Well, I don't know what your answer's gonna be now. But for me, if everything went to crap over the weekend for whatever reason, on Monday I would have no problem clocking into a job.
Really?
So
I
Shadow
would die.
So,
I would literally
30
spontaneously
people in
complain.
my phone right now that I can call and be like, yo, so listen, it ain't work out, girl. You still got that opening?
See, I think you would go, but then you would hate it while you were there.
I don't even think so.
I don't
the
think so.
dreamers,
You
the
don't think-
I
dreamers
wish you
feel
would.
like that,
I
right?
I would
So
shrivel
I'm gonna
up.
answer your question.
Okay.
So it has come up. I'm due to go back in January. I don't think that in even if tomorrow, if they said tomorrow, I'd probably put up a little resistance, be like, listen, my 6 months ain't.
Now look, I don't
But-
know how your calendar works.
Right.
But listen, my 6 months ain't up. I was trying to be off for Christmas. But, deal's a deal, player. But I will go back, right? Because I honestly, I'm telling you guys, I have an issue with not knowing what I'm going to do. And that's because, and I don't want my wife, I want her to enjoy every moment of her dream. Every moment. Every moment, every entire second, I want it to be enjoyable. I want her to have it. And I feel, she says I'm not. She says I take away from the enjoyment by going to work.
That's what exactly what I was gonna say.
I was gonna say that.
But don't
I
you
knew
think
that-
it
I knew
takes
that
away
was
the
coming.
I
saw it coming with the
I
green
know.
light.
No,
took the air out.
No, it took the air out. I know I'll be saying it because part of the dream we wake up together. We do this because part of that dream with me, we gonna do this together.
Oh, calm down.
What up, guys? So Melissa and I have decided for our 40th birthday, we are giving ourselves the gift of great help. And that's where Noom comes in. Noom is the best way to get your body the way you want it. Listen, I have learned that in this stage of my life, the number on the scale is not nearly as important as the way I look, the way I feel, and the way the clothes fit on me. I recently had a great tragedy in my life. Do you think I was working out and eating right then? No. I took a couple of days off. And Noom doesn't mind that. Okay, I got the Noom Weight app. I can look at daily lessons. I got coaching. I got flexibility. I got a coach that helps me stay on track with my goals. I'm feeling better. I'm making less bad choices, and I'm not sitting in bad choices for as long. Noom is a psychology-based approach. Okay? Empowers you to build more sustainable habits and better behaviors. And to date, Noom has helped over 3.6 million people lose weight. Nourishing instead of restrictive. Listen, progress isn't a straight line, and off days are totally okay. Noom Weight will help you get back on track. Active Noomers lose on average of 15 pounds in 16 weeks, and 95% of customers say Noom Weight is a good long-term solution. Listen up. Stay focused on what's important to you with Noom Weight's psychology-based approach. Sign up for your trial today at Noom.com/TBTB. That's NOOM.com/TBTB to sign up for your trial today. And now back to the show.
It's so frustrating. Him getting up early in the morning, going to work. I'm like, so you just gonna leave me here? You just gonna leave
We
me
just gonna
here?
leave you so you can go do your dream.
She like really throwing that guilt trip at me. It's like,
Kids, you leave it with the kids.
Yeah, right. Okay. It's gonna go. It's gonna go to work.
What was it? Let me ask you. I want you and you to answer this
Okay.
question. What was your dream? What was it when you were a young teenager that you wanted to do?
You ain't care to get on my goddamn. So,
Answer.
so
Yes, please.
that's something I always find. People that know their dream and know their passion is a blessing. Because the majority of people don't know. They have no idea. She has had this dream of acting since she was
I've never felt more
infant embryo.
Insane.
So,
Insane.
and every time it's like, and it's easy for them to look at you, it's like,
It's
what do
easy.
you want to do? You can just do it. I'm like, shut up. You've been this dream for a long time.
Yeah.
For you to know what your dream, like, you know what? Even if I didn't get paid, this is what I would do all
Yes.
the time, no
Do it
matter
for
what.
free,
It's like,
yeah.
a lot of people don't know what that is.
No.
Where's the tambourine?
He knows what it
Man,
is.
that's
It's basketball.
crazy, Marcus.
But Marcus
cars.
knows too. It's cars. He loves them.
So Marcus, hold on. So the two of them did this. So they think that they know.
Yeah.
That's something that you enjoy.
Uh-huh.
Let me guess. That's something that you enjoy and that you're pretty good at. But passion and that thing that you're talking about that my wife said when she was 7, 8 years old watching Rudy on the Cosby, it tapped into. Can you say that about cars? I can almost answer this question.
He's a
right?
enemy of the state.
I can't say that about I
You can't say it about basketball.
I can say it about basketball, but from a different aspect of I was about 12 or 13 and I had older siblings and that's all I knew to do, right? That's what I was like, we're gonna go play ball.
Yeah.
That's different from that thing that I'm sure that lives inside of you.
I see what
and lives inside of you and lives inside of you. Those are things that we're good at and we enjoy. But it's not
But you
the
have a
same.
gift that you run from.
But what you see as a gift and what you see as a gift,
Man.
right? And
This
what
is
can
the
be
makeup
lucrative
for
and
me.
working is
Kev, you gonna sit over here? We gonna put us on
It
the
was bad enough with Jack. When Jack
I brought us back. I brought us back. Hey,
Come on, Jack. Jack and Angel. We down 3 bucks.
Remember I said where we started in Greensboro. Okay, he had a studio he built by hand in our house for music. He is so passionate about
I'm good at it.
No.
That's the difference.
He put studio equipment in layaway.
Oh, wow.
He paid on it weekly. He would go and look at it in the store while it was there on layaway. And take me back. I'm gonna get this one. I'm gonna get this one right here. I got 5 more painted. He was so passionate. I never ever saw my husband do anything with his hands.
I looked over there.
And he literally built his own booth in our house. Right? When we came, when we left, first when we decided, when I told him, I was like, listen, guys told me we got to go to LA. He was like, no, we can't do that because I got the studio. His things is just on to, get good, right?
Man, I was Drake before Drake.
I was about to say that because he used to be like, man, Drake stole my thing. I used to do the talking with the music, with the singing, baby. Literally. When we moved to LA into our apartment, he lost his booth. He brought his equipment. He was like, man, how am I gonna do this? I saw the little boy inside of him just put his head down and say, I gotta go.
Gotta go to work.
And I saw him give up on something that he was passionate about, right? Now, because it took him a long time to get past the fear to do it from the beginning. Now the fear has grown for 16 years and all over. So now he's afraid all over again to dream, right? But God has given him a gift that he tries to act like doesn't exist.
I'm gonna tell you. Though. I often feel like that for strings though, that it is hard. The dream inside of you, whatever that fire is, because if you ask me what I wanted to be when I was a kid, I'm not quite sure I can articulate an answer. That wasn't a standard issue. I want to be a lawyer.
Right.
Girl,
Right.
for
Yep.
why though? You don't know nothing about it. I don't, and when you don't have you had music, but I don't have a tangible. Kev is funny. That's something you recognize at like 5. You know what I mean? When you don't have that, it's very hard to like figure out what that is. So then you marry a dreamer who has it, and whatever dream you may have even thought you could like find and be in tune, it diminishes over time because you accept the role of going to work. You accept the role of having the 401k.
That's called teamwork. That's called teamwork right there.
You accept the role that when things don't work out on your end as you're dreaming, I always have a floor that we won't go below because so we don't end up homeless. Okay? Because Kev used to say, well, you know Tyler Perry was homeless.
That was my thing.
Oh.
We ain't even homeless yet.
We need to homeless here.
Yeah, we don't even want it bad enough. You ain't even live on the bridge with me.
You ain't been homeless, you ain't successful.
Hey,
That ain't my testimony.
That will never be my testimony.
Right.
Not when I'm able-bodied and college educated.
Right.
Get a job.
hey,
But see, now the difference in me and Chance is I always worked. I, just like you, if everything went to hell in a handbag this weekend, Tab can get a job Monday.
Yes.
I have never ever been a stranger to work.
Right.
I've worked since I was 12. I have worked before then with my granddaddy. I've always worked, and I always had a steady check because I had a family, right? And my family comes first, which is why for a long time my dreams took a back seat, right? And like I told you before, I worked while I waited, and so living builds character.
Yeah.
But in the side of, there was never a job that I ever worked that I did not take my breaks and sometimes go in the bathroom and cry. There was never a time I didn't go in that bathroom and look in my mirror and say, girl, this is temporary. It will pass. Something greater is coming. But that is because I have something living inside of me.
Yep.
And I know that that's a blessing because some people do not know what their thing is. And I respect that. We can joke about it, and my true desire would be for my husband to trust me and say, babe, we good. But I know in order for him to be good, his spirit got to be right.
Yeah.
And it has to be something for him to say, this is mine. And then he's like, okay, we can do this, right?
hey, let me ask you, Ted, cool. I just gotta know. Let me ask y'all.
Oh, he rubbing his knees, y'all.
And so listen, if I'm asking because if they have not tried this, I'm preparing you guys.
Okay.
Don't get nutrients.
Because I like this.
Give
I
me
like
all
this.
the trade
What is
secrets.
it?
So don't fall for the how much is the account going to have?
Oh!
Don't fall for that.
Because he
So you
told
have-
me.
This one
He
right
told me
here.
and even reneged.
This one right here.
3 books, Chad.
This one. Right here.
Don't fall for that
She
because
just said.
that right there. Because she listen. She had me in a.
You told me.
Now she can throw it at you.
Yes,
Look,
yes.
that's what you
Well,
said.
she had me for about a month. She had me feeling real bad. Real bad. She had me feeling. She had me feeling
That
real
number seemed
bad.
unachievable
It do.
until you
It seemed like
achieve
it
it.
ain't never gonna happen.
And she was real. Listen, she was real shady and real petty. Real petty. She was like, "Go. I want you to download this, and you need to." And I'm like, what man?
Download that. Print it out.
You need. Here's your bank card. And then I'm like, she's like, check
This
it.
username and password.
Yeah, that's what you said, right? And I'm like, that ain't what I was talking about.
That's what I said, but that's not what I meant.
That's not what I meant. That's right. That's not what I
Okay,
meant.
so I got. Oh, were you about to say something?
Nah.
Okay. I got one last question. We'll go all the way down. So we did where it started. How's it going? Where will it be?
Girl, we gonna be here for another hour.
More than we can imagine.
That was good.
Man,
Kevin, where will it be?
that's a hard question because I always feel like,
I'm excited for the dreamers to answer
man,
it.
oh yeah,
I know. I
Can we
already
split
know.
it? Can we do dreamers and then strings?
Oh,
my scripture. I got 2 scriptures that lead me.
Come on,
Jeremiah 29:11.
Come on.
For I know the plans I have for you.
Do you know what that scripture means in
Say,
context?
I don't need context. It makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Said the Lord of hosts.
Uh-huh.
Plans
You
to
should read it in
prosper me.
context,
I don't
though.
want to read it. I like it out of context.
You should read it in context.
And then, now unto him who is able to do exceeding abundantly above all
I
you
don't know
ask
the
or think.
context.
Yeah, don't try to bring me down.
But Jeremiah 29:11,
I
y'all,
don't want the context.
y'all should read the context.
Now listen,
read.
I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna tell you the part that's crazy too.
Okay.
Chance, since you asked. Or Angel, who asked?
I didn't ask. I didn't ask.
Angel. I'm just going at Chance.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, because Angel asked me this too.
My string brethren.
Angel be like, Kenneth, do you ever realize you made it? I'd be like, girl, we are just getting started.
Yeah.
So for me, and the crazy thing is what I envision is coming to pass quicker than I realize. And I'm just be doing it so quick, I don't realize. This office we are in is just a podcast studio. There's 4 buildings down here. In my mind, my company has all 4 of these.
This is your studio.
This whole thing, knock all these walls down. I need sound stages, I need offices, soundstage, all through this whole thing.
Yeah.
My goal, I know, Chance.
I'm just thinking, because when I came in and I was like, oh, this is nice, Kevin. You
This is enough.
He looked at me like,
I've been trying to tell her.
Now,
You didn't see the other one, Chance. There was a bigger one that I was trying to tell her we got it, but we was coming
y'all
from
can use this thing.
we was coming from a way smaller, so I knew this was too much for her.
Yeah. Crawl before you walk. Though.
Yeah.
Please cry.
I'd be
She's like,
like,
come on.
man, bro, Dale Drive.
Right.
And then the where it's going is basically what Tyler Perry has, that whole army base, making all the stuff he could ever dream of. Like, that's for me. If you ask me if I've made it, I'm literally making whatever comes to my mind. Like, I'm getting to that point now on a very small scale, on like sketches. We do the comedy show, we're working on a movie, working on this and that. But when I get to my full potential, it's like we got 6 movies coming out. We got 3 shows. We producing stuff for other people. I ain't even in this stuff no more.
Yeah.
Like, when I made it, I don't even have to be in it. It'll be like, oh, this with Kev.
You know
If
it's
Kev
good.
produced this,
Yeah.
you know it's good. You know that means you're going to get a good show. You're going to get a new person. Even if you had never heard of this person, you heard of me. And you're going to be like, dang, that's good. So that's where I'm going to. And listen, I ain't even 40 yet.
Come on.
By the time the Forbes, you got 2 more years. Y'all ain't put me on no list. I done missed 30 under 30, 35 under 35.
Yeah, I want to.
If y'all don't get me at 40 under 40, I'm not answering for 50 under 50. I'm not. You can't put me in. I am not available for 50 under 50. Y'all got it till 40.
Call them.
All right, Liz.
Child.
Honey, child.
This is the difference between the strings and the dreamers, because one thing, and I've said this, this is such a great conversation. These are quite literally my favorite conversation. I'm gonna just take an aside.
Because
real
I'm gonna make
quick.
you feel like you're crazy. Chad's gonna make you feel like
Kevin
you're
will
insane.
make me feel like I am going crazy and that what I am saying makes absolutely no sense because, of course, his way is the right way. So hearing other couple dynamics that affirm, number one, I'm not crazy, and other couples have these same dynamics. Number one, it is so affirming, so assuring, and comforting to know that I'm not alone
That's why we gotta
trying
split
to
some
make
mustard
this
for
happen.
y'all.
Yeah.
There's a chance we bring her right back down to earth. Since the last time we did the love hour, it didn't work to get her where I'm at. Now she's like, and I knew I wasn't crazy today.
Listen.
Divine their household.
Hey, y'all invited me.
Told y'all leave me at home.
Right. It's always one of the reasons. I know we're doing the mukbang with Angel, but even on the podcast, I always make sure that if I'm inviting a couple, I invite the couple and not just like the personality. Partly because number one, Kevin's always been the personality, and he'll do stuff on a panel, and I'm like, are you about to ask him about his marriage and his wife ain't there? Let me tell you something.
I ain't going to the camera.
Don't do that. Just don't do it. And so I'm always just don't do it. I'm always, listen, just don't. Do not.
Don't do
I'm always mindful of, even every time I've had a couple on, I don't care who the bigger personality is your wife available? Is your husband available?
I was shocked.
Can y'all both
Yeah.
come?
When Angie said we're doing that, I was like,
He said,
Me?
me?
I was like,
both of us.
why? But this is
Listen,
me.
because for me, even if it's, the bald and the beautiful, whatever it is, for me, Kevin is the personality, and I know how that feels. So I'm always like, no, I want the both of you come together as a couple. Because you say, I do together, come to my show together. Okay? That's just the energy that I'm giving out because I'm always going to represent for the strings. Second thing I was going to say is, it's funny to hear Kevin's like dream because they're big, massive dreams. And my dream is like, I want to get 5 brand deals next year.
Those are huge.
That's amazing.
Don't try to make your dreams.
Dreams are relative.
Don't minimize.
Yeah.
Dreams are relative.
I know, and they absolutely are. But the point that I'm making is that it's like, girl, that's it? Yes, that is it. The end, period.
That's a great dream.
Because
That's still
That's
a
crazy.
big
My
dream
dream for you be bigger than that.
That's
Yeah,
what
because
it is.
I'm like,
when
"Five
brand
brand
deals
deals
is
can
back,
happen."
and it's like,
I'm seeing 5 of those before the end of
Mac
the
is
year.
That's what I be
one of
saying.
your 5. Sephora is one of your 5 brands.
Yeah.
I'm talking about you need to be headlining Essence. Like when Michelle Obama spot.
Come
That's
on.
you.
Yeah.
Those are the things that I don't know that my mind would even fathom to think about as a dream. And I understand the point of a dream is to dream.
Yeah.
Okay? And even in my dreams, it's always still like, girl, just like be grounded a little bit. Like dreams are supposed to be like lofty and in the clouds, but like just come down just a tad and like dream something realistic, which is like not a dream. But also I feel like that's just always, you know, the mentality. So anyways, those are my dreams.
You're a thinker.
Okay, so we just talking about where we're going.
Yes.
Yeah, where's
Where I
it
see
going?
it.
Where you see it going.
All right, I'm gonna try this.
Let's go, Chad. Let's go, Chad.
Well, this is so family themed.
We're gonna play.
Okay, so I can comfortably say
Okay, say it.
that I can really see just from the things that have been happening in my wife's career that we could possibly be household names, right? What I would like to take from that, or what I would like to be able to do with that, is be able to change the image of what a black family looks like.
Yeah.
Let's go, Chad.
Like
That's
that.
a big dream.
That's
big. That's a big dream.
That's a big dream.
That's BLE right there.
Yeah, that's big.
That is, to me, one that I would like to accomplish along with my wife while she pursues her dream. Especially, you know, considering what we're going through right now. Studios, productions, things of that nature. That's more so in my wife's stream. But me, I think that I can contribute to that and say that that's something that I hope that we can make black folks proud, you know, in the sense that, hey, you getting something that really looks like us, rather than a watered down version or super dramatic or negative, washed out, you know, some stereotypical version of us. Now that's where I feel comfortable.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good answer. That was
What
great.
about you?
That is me.
Oh.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
See, I can't.
Like by yourself.
She's like,
You see what I'm saying?
People are clapping for you, but I'm looking at the specificity of you.
Every time I was
Can't win, man. I can't
Amani
win.
to Henry.
I gotta
No,
be
my
able
question
to-
was to you.
What you gonna do?
you gonna do, okay?
She wanted to hear me say I'm on the stage singing and
Wow.
making albums,
But no,
platinums.
but what about your real estate dreams?
Well, I mean,
You
that
want to
is-
flip houses?
I want to do something in the real estate, but that's really about security. I want to keep the bread.
That's a good long-term investment.
Yeah, it is, though.
It is.
I just
Yes.
want to
That's
make
my
sure.
brother-in-law. All in
That's what I said. I said,
Somebody
I
recently told
I
us.
just want to make sure the
Somebody
money-
recently told us on our podcast, real estate is the best thing you can do because they're not making any more of it.
Yep.
Any more land.
Yep.
Land is
That's why they
all
buy
out
buying
here.
houses, man.
All that's
And
that's
you
right.
don't
I
have
didn't
to
think he
be
was
some
crazy.
Wall Street person, or
Yeah.
you don't have to have some background in financing and all of that to make a good investment. You can buy some real estate and it can continue to pay you, and it never goes bad. That's the way I look at
You're a real estate
So,
dreamer.
I just want. So now she gonna turn me in. Now she gonna look down at this Keller Williams.
You want to open a candy store? I love candy.
Wait, Tab, what's your love language?
What's my love language? What that mean?
Words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, acts of service. What am I missing?
Yes, that's
how do you like to
Gifts,
receive
gifts.
love?
Gifts.
Like, when do you feel the most love?
You know what?
Of those 5, though.
Oh, of those 5?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, say them again.
Okay, I'm gonna say them again. Acts of service,
Mm-hmm.
quality time,
Mm-hmm.
physical touch,
Mm-hmm.
words of affirmation, gifts.
Oh, quality time.
Oh, okay.
I wonder about that
Yeah,
too.
because I like spending time with
That's why that
my
job.
husband. Because
I would have thought it was words of affirmation.
So would I, because
Words
you
of
give
affirmation.
I thought it was
so
gonna
well.
be because you do it so easily.
That's the way she likes.
well,
to
that's how I
express
like
it.
to give to others.
Yeah.
But I don't need to receive it
Ah.
because I'm grounded in it. right?
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's great.
That's the
when I
language
get
you
it.
most fluently speak.
Yeah, but I can speak that into other people, but I like,
So you're an encourager.
I am.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
sort
can we
of.
not tell from all the videos?
Yeah.
She be encouraging.
Well, I know.
making
Yeah,
right.
that's true. But it's so true though. But it's one thing to like, and you can edit this out because I want to make sure I say it correctly. If I don't, so you can edit it out. To do it like on video, it's another thing to like really own that,
To live it.
to live
Yeah.
it on a daily basis.
Mhm.
But if your spiritual gift is exhortation, then it makes sense, which is why it makes sense that I thought it was words of affirmation. Okay, I'm having a moment. That was like super teachery, but when I taught Sunday school, those were the things that I taught.
She's definitely grounded in it. I can be pumping gas, and she'd be like, "Baby, you pumping that gas?"
No, it ain't even stopping. You're just going in so smooth.
Nobody
It
looks so
ain't
good.
clicking or nothing.
You look so good.
I'm like, you know what? If you ever want to know what it is like to be God, pump gas. Because you know you controlling it. It's just like your old He tells it when to stop. He tells it when to flush. If you want to know what it's like, pump gas.
Word.
Yeah, you see?
Ooh, you are so Christ-like. Okay.
So where's it going?
I'm not words of
Where is
affirmation
it
girl,
going?
but I definitely always got a word.
I always got a word, girl. We always got a word. You know what? I truly do believe when I say more than I can imagine. Because God has truly surpassed my dreams. He has blown my
Already.
mind. He has truly blown my mind. And, you know, it's things that, of course, I can't say on here that are happening that I dreamt that would happen maybe 10 more years from now. And they happen all in the same week.
Yeah.
Right?
Woo.
But I do know that I am a household name.
Oh, yeah.
People will say, oh, Tab doing it is solid. You know?
Right.
I see myself with multiple shows, production company, studios. I see myself with my own network.
Ooh, Tab!
I just do.
Absolutely.
You know, the first will become last and the last will become first. And I've been doing it for 22 plus years, but been dreaming since I was a child.
Yeah.
And so I just believe that I can have everything he said I can have. And so shows, you know, touring the world, changing lives.
We never been to Europe yet, but we believe in God. She's gonna do it.
I ain't never been.
Okay, see,
I know,
I
I
think
do
they
that
gonna
to
throw
Tab.
it in Tab's
I'm gonna
face.
look to you. I'm
Well,
gonna have to
you know, because chance scared to leave the country.
Just stay
so
on
we
the
ain't
dream.
been.
Stay on the dream.
dream.
Hey, I also believe that traveling is coming, okay? Yeah. But those are things I do see, and, you know, definitely a lot of television time.
I could see y'all having the Huxtable effect and the Different World effect, where people literally went to college because of that show. Like, because I had never seen it.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Never had no desire to go to college till I saw Different World.
Yep.
And we hadn't seen the black family like the Huxtables until we saw them. We were like, oh, this could be black people. Because it was always the struggle, moving on up. We ain't got no beans. It was just like always that.
And it's funny that you said that because my show that I envision is to make people want to get married. Black people and stay married and understand that it ain't always perfect.
Yeah.
But you're together and you can make it.
Yeah.
So that is my goal. When he says, you know, make black folk proud and be like, oh, you know what, they did something great for us. It's those type of shows.
Media
That
has
type of
that
energy.
effect on people.
It does.
Yeah, you be like, oh, that I see that. I never knew that was a thing before.
It inspires you.
It's inspiring.
Yeah. So that's where. Honey, listen, I don't even know, but it's gonna be a whole lot.
The whole
It's
lot.
gonna be more than what Tab can even imagine.
I can believe it.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. You know, I am actually a small dreamer. A lot of times, yes, I'm a small dreamer. It takes a
Too
lot
small.
for me to.
Really?
That's when he'll be like,
Maybe
what?
dreams way too small.
And
Because
she'd be like, I just wanna be
she's
Sibby's
already
regular.
surpassing.
Yeah, it'd be something real small like that.
Like
And
you
I'm
dreaming about something you passed. Like to get that, you need to be
Really?
looking
You
down
can't be on me and Tab team if you ain't gonna be dreaming big.
Right. No. But I got that big league energy now. So I will be a mogul. That is what I'm.
Let's go, Angel.
Not just my on-screen stuff. Like that's happening now. That'll continue to happen. It'll keep getting bigger. But I'll have my hand in a lot of businesses that aren't anything about what I'm doing on camera. That will be very successful. So that if I ever decide, you know what, I'm done with the camera. money is still
Coming in.
Yeah, coming in. But yeah, like reinventing the way to do a talk show, wanting to do that, wanting to be able to like invest in other women entrepreneurs, being able to kind of like get their engine going. I want to be able to be like an outlet, like almost like a venture capitalist in that, but like specifically for women. And what else? And I want a big old house. Like we getting ready to move.
That's so small.
But even that, like we be looking at houses, and I look at what we can afford currently, and I had to. The other day, remember I said, you know what? Let me actually find out what I actually want. Not what makes sense right now. Let me see what I want, so that when the Lord presents it, I can be like, oh yeah, that's what I had said.
Last year, what we could have gotten looks nothing like what we can get now.
Yeah. Ain't that crazy how that quickly that can happen?
It's like, wait, we in what?
Like we in this tab, and ain't let her finish.
I ain't even say that. I'm just touching and agreeing.
Yes.
But that's the same.
That's all right, Strings. We behind the last word.
That's all right, Strings.
Yeah.
No, that's it. I'm gonna be a mogul. Like when you look at Angel.
She said strong in the
Listen, I said what I
Say it
said.
again,
I'm
Angel.
gonna be a mogul.
I am a mogul.
Come on, Tab! Press the tab!
I am
a mogul.
I am!
Say it 3 times.
I own this building.
Yes, he owns the
You own
building.
this building.
Come on in here! Don't knock on my door talking about some ducks. You ain't clear with my eyes.
I didn't tell you guys to start. Okay.
Where's the bread?
I just dropped listen, I just dropped my merch line. That's gonna be something bigger than whatever. So yeah, I am mine. I am enough.
Yeah!
Oh, that's
And there is quite literally no more powerful words than simply saying I am.
That's right. I am.
God said I am that I am.
That I am.
Yes, Lord!
I am that I am.
I am
you know
that I
who you
am.
have to be to simply be the I am.
That's
Man, that's the period on that.
That's right.
Period.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
Where you at, baby?
Take the L. Period. I would be eating, but that rice is always
Boy.
So
This was
it's
actually really
crazy.
good.
It was great.
Vegan food. Y'all
Yeah,
first
it
vegan
was
mukbang.
good.
Yep, it's
I
our
was the first
first.
vegan
Look at
mukbang. I'm like,
that.
no, I was vegan for a minute.
For a month.
That's your business.
Look,
She said that's your business.
That's
You
your
did.
business.
that was a difficult month. It was almost raw vegan. Anyway, so it's crazy when I hear like the other dreamers like Kev talking about everybody. Every time I hear people talk like that, I'm just like, absolutely, that's gonna happen. Absolutely, I'm gonna do whatever I can to help make that happen. And that's one of the things. Before I get to mine with Angel, she like for years now, it's just been like she always doubts. She's noticed that she doubts herself. It's just like, oh, I don't know if I can do that. I'm like, Angel, you should do this. And people, and we actually said, I don't know whether I think it was our podcast. Like, I literally saw God tell somebody to tell you what you need to be doing. Like they said that in church. This woman don't even really know you like it. And she said, this is what you're gonna. God told me to tell you this, and I'm like. He told you and I told you. Who else can you tell? So it's just like, that's one thing I've always noticed about angels. It's like, no, your dreams, the dreams that you have, what you're doing can already swallow those. You need to go into the ocean. You're a big fish. You need to swim out there in salt lakes.
You better affirm.
But no, so where I see it going is kind of like what Tab said, is far beyond my imagination of anything I can think of now. I thought that for the past couple of years, anytime I was like, okay, where are we going? I'm not sure. However, I'm not going to be fearful about taking any steps toward that. Me figuring out what it is that I truly want to do, I'm still kind of dabbling in that, trying to figure that out. However, whatever that is and whatever that's going to be, and I'm moving towards some things right now, I know they are going to grow far beyond any of the expectations that I can set forth right now.
Yep.
And I definitely see that, like, as far as like what me and Angel are building together, where we're building separately from each other, household names, any and other thing in front of camera that she may be doing or I may end up doing, or even behind the scenes that nobody knows. I always find that most of the wealth comes to people that nobody knows. It's like that family that invented the blender. Those descendants are still out here somewhere. And you know, all the wealthy people.
Right. Like, wait a minute, who got that cash?
Yeah,
Where
right.
am I going?
Yeah,
That's
Walmart.
a question that needs answers.
Somebody that had cut their hand one too big.
But so that's one of those things where I see it going, and especially like discovering the big leap and stuff. I'm like, that just validates everything that I've been thinking. I just haven't been able to word it. But it's truly like, I know this is coming. Like, God, I'm uncomfortable now. He's made me uncomfortable in the spot that I'm in. I'm just like, okay, I see what you're doing. But I don't want him to kick me out of my spot. I want to be able to walk out of my spot. You know, because in the past it's just like, oh, you ain't moving that.
Right.
You know, he's pushing me out, and I will be like, no, I got it.
I trust you.
Yeah, I'm going up to the next thing. I'm climbing myself. I don't need to put your foot in me again. Because it's always a blessing. It's like, oh, yeah, you're right. You picked me up.
Right.
But so now it's just like, that's what I'm pushing for. So exactly what that is, I really can't say, but I know it's like, I could say it right now, but I would be looking down on what I said in a couple years from now.
Come on,
Yeah, I like that. Ooh,
Well,
what this good, y'all?
Yeah.
Look at this treat. Look at this mukbang treat y'all got. Okay, so y'all know what to do. If you ain't subscribed here, I'm not sure what's going on in your life. Go in here, subscribe. Obviously, you subscribe to Tabitha Brown on everything. You can watch our Married at First Sight review on MrsKevOnStage. You can get the I Am Enough merch on Life's Journey clothing. Go ahead and do that. And until next time, y'all be blessed.
Bye.
That chick angel. That chick angel. That chick angel. A boss, a wife, a boy, mommy. Yo, she's comedy.